an idiot, but I'm excited to watch this game.
You're a genius in my book, Turtle.
Listen, we just came off of like one of the most thrilling series. It wasn't perfect. It was like perfectly sloppy, if that makes sense. Like there was a little bit of chaos, a little bit of mechanics, a little bit of everything. And I think in this series, it's going to be much more controlled, much more efficient from BDS, who literally everybody just obviously kept saying their name and kept predicting them because they are the favorites coming into here. While they did go into a Game 5 every single series, it doesn't matter. They have the ice to clutch up. They have the composure. And I think that's going to be the difficult thing for Quadrant. How do they shake up the Team BDS defense? That's the difficult thing, Joby. Even mechanics, solo plays, that is not enough to break through. There's got to be a little bit of everything to get involved here and to break down BDS because they're going to keep bringing it at you, especially with the consistency from Monkey Moon.
Already a minute gone, and both teams doing well to stop any ideas that the other has. But for me, I'm always looking at Monkey Moon on BDS. He always seems to be in the right position. Always has the right idea. Even when he doesn't have a lot of boost on the play. Monkey Moon's not even in this play. This is all extra and Seiko scoring the first goal.
And that's all you need. I mean, if Monkey Moon's not getting involved, it's okay because you got extra and Seiko doing some work. You had extra fly across the net, looks for a demo, and because of it, that player has to stay on the ground. A shot will come through. It's a little bit higher. And of course, if that demo did come through, it would have been a goal nonetheless. We've got the first one in favor of BDS. And slower, more composed, Roby. This is exactly what I expected. It's going to be up to Quadrant to shake it up.
You know, BDS, they're so hard to get around because they got one of the highest IQ totals in Rocket League. That's a great move from Cash.
Ooh.
Gets 2 solid touches for Lading Wave, getting the tying goal.
Oh, look at Cash, 150-50, then follows it up past the next one. I don't even think the defender thought he had all of that boost in the tank, just assuming, okay, you got one touch, I'm going to get the second, but instead, outpaced, outmaneuvered by Cash, and now tied up.
Yeah, he saved most of it on his launch. He used his neutral hop to help give him more forward momentum, so he didn't have to use more boost, giving all that extra boost for the second touch. Coming in clean for Cash. For BDS, at least the game that I had been watching them play against Gamers First in Swiss, and something that I've seen I saw them do it in the World Championship, in the Grand Final. They position better than really any other team in Europe. And that's the thing you got to get by. How do you get by the brains, the positioning of this team? And then you got to contend with the mechanics on top of it.
Yeah.
Really have everything in their kit to make themselves a successful team. But BDS sometimes get in their own way. I think that can harm them in some of these series, but some of their challengers a lot better this go around. But right now, Quadrant, they're having trouble getting control of the ball. As Seiko an extra play it back to Monkey Moon. Monkey Moon, just found the edge against Cash, but couldn't find the mark.
I do like the extra touches, though, that we're seeing out of Quadrant. It seems like they're trying to stay behind the ball a little bit more. That's obviously going to come down to if they have the boost for it, like that previous goal for Quadrant. If Cash didn't have the boost, we wouldn't have seen that come out. So if they can stay efficient, keep control of the midfield boost, and especially their own corners, maybe we'll see those extra touches prove to be effective against the BDS roster, who's looking to control things. They're all in their own half, but they're just playing keep away at this point, and there's so much space. I mean, nobody is in the midfield to contest, to challenge, to do anything, and because of it, BDS, a free look down the other end.
Now, you heard Archie say that Quadrant, they're a very defensive team. But 2 players had left to go get boost. They were sitting on 0, and the guy who you thought should have gone also rotated back on that play. So maybe a bit of a mishap on who was supposed to be taking the first man spot there. But they do get the ball back for all of that time spent in each other's halves. Seiko and Cash gonna move the ball, or not Cash, excuse me, Monkey Moon gonna move the ball downfield. Cash preventing any kind of play there for BDS with a nice carry out.
Now 1:25 on the clock. Still looking for BDS in particular to make use of that extra space given. Like we talked about, Quadrant, a very defensive team, but a big demo. Talking about being defensive as a pitch from the corner flies across the net, almost on target. It would have been unbelievable, but another mechanical clear attempt given back to Monkey Moon. And okay, we see Quadrant get out of their own half. Does it lead to anything? No, it does not. No follow-up inbound. We've got BDS making a move downfield in the corner.
Yeah, Relating Wave was hoping to get A saucy touch from BDS's backboard. And he does sauce one up there to Monkey Moon. Maybe a play here for Quadrant. A hard pass. And deleted in the net. Relating Wave screams one on target.
Physical plays coming in from Quadrant. You've got Ixo diving across. Monkey Moon would have had to save, but Ixo deletes him from the pitch, and Quadrant can take the lead.
I honestly don't know, man. Like, Monkey Moon had to jump and lean back for that, and that shot was hard from Relating Wave. Like,
it looked like he
was a rocket.
Flip though. You'd assume he'd have the reaction time, but I mean, you never know. That was a banger of a shot.
Yeah, maybe he gets it, or maybe he owned goals, but they didn't give him a chance to get either. Cash on the right side, but can't find the left of the net. And that one pops out. Monkey Moon trying to rotate back into it. BDS forced to respond. Monkey Moon starts. Seiko underneath. He continues. And Extra was hoping he could get underneath Seiko. That was the last cry there for BDS, and now they got to do it in the air.
Or was it?
Time running out. Wait, Extra. Pass over to Seiko. He gets deleted. Ball still in the air, and they kill it. Quadrant with a nice game 1 victory.
It's off the back of that demo game. The playstyle coming out, and maybe that's a surprising factor for Team BDS. They were given so much space in the first half, and they're thinking, okay, if we're given all the space, we don't need to worry too much about them getting aggressive. Then they flip the switch, and you've got a player, specifically Ixo, getting several demos, and now taking you and deleting you off the pitch. And BDS have to respond, and this is just proof that you never know what's going to happen. You've got the advantage. Everybody thinking BDS are going to take it, and game 1 comes out, and it's the opposite going.
Quadrant took 2 shots total. And then
that's all you need. That's all you need.
I think there was a couple that were closer to the net that probably could be considered shots, but BDS had a lot more offense at least registered on the board.
Yeah.
They couldn't get by. Cash coming up with a couple of big saves, and Relating Wave, Ixo as well. So Quadrant defense holds firm, and for BDS, trying to find that control that Quadrant aren't giving them. They're hopping on top of these challenges. Maybe for BDS, it starts in the boost game. You got to earn the pressure that you build. Quadrant, they're going to make BDS earn every single pixel.
Absolutely, and for BDS, I think this is now just the question of, okay, was game 1 just a little bit of a warm-up? I think that there wasn't anything that was stand out as an issue. I mean, they got demoed for one of the goals, and then struggled slightly, but for the most part had a lot of the possession, most of the attacking on offense. And we'll see if they can build on that in game 2, or maybe more demos, more aggression from Ixo will come into play. Got a similar start in game 2 to game 1, where Quadrant on the back end, looking to get clears, trying to get out of their own half. And it's given right away to Team BDS, who have pushed their defensive line into the midfield. Maybe this is a conscious decision for them to get more aggressive and make use of that free space.
Ixo was playing deep loss there, and he doesn't end up coming with a touch. Cash, nice launch in the box. 50 doesn't go his way, though. Great clear. Monkey Moon back over to the corner, and another demo. Relating Wave some space. He's got Ixo on the wing. Enough boost. 50 right back to Ixo. And he'll wait, as not going to dive for that touch. Waited for him to come out. I like how Quadrant are approaching this. They're not pulling themselves too far off the play, so they lose those first touches, Turtle, but they are in the perfect spot to challenge BDS at the point.
And there's another demo from Cash, and the difference here between what you normally see out of a team that loves the demo versus Quadrant is the demos are very precisely timed. I mean, they're not searching for every single demo they can possibly get. It's always when they're rotating out or know that they have that extra time in rotation and aren't jeopardizing that third man back. So very smart, clean plays, and decisive on when to be physical.
And they got that 50, but Ixo didn't have any boost. He had to wait for the ball to drop, which bought just enough time for BDS to save it. And there's another one for Monkey Moon. Got dunked in front. Cash has a read. He's got one. He's got two, but Monkey Moon had him red. And BDS just do this to teams. Even when they're on offense, the game slows down. They command so much respect, always in position, and you know that they can shovel that ball out from under you. You really gotta be thoughtful about how you're moving the ball, no matter really where you are on the pitch. Quadrant have done that. They've been very thoughtful how they move. You've been talking about their off-ball play, Turtle, and on the ball as well. They have had that same kind of methodical approach, and it's at least done enough to keep them scoreless. They've had some good pressure so far. BDS Not as much this time around. 0 shots on net over halfway through the game.
It feels like a waiting game for Quadrant as to when that perfect moment will come through and arrive at their doorstep. When should they go for that demo? When should they finally extend and get a bit explosive? Or when can you get the save? Ixo dives across. Monkey Moon had a good shot. The bottom left corner, the accuracy was there, but the save was even better.
That's another good grab from Cash. His defensive reads have been excellent. His launches have been fast, and his touches have been great. It has helped Quadrant out a lot, where if he's not getting those quality touches, maybe they're a little more hurried up on defense. But there have been a couple of times where they were almost in scramble mode, and Cash completely stabilizes it with his stoicism on defense and his touch quality. Cash getting in front for relating wave here. Cleared out midfield. Ixo got enough boost for the double and tried for the wide angle. Monkey Moon flipped clear.
And now I'm wondering, I mean, it's not often when we see BDS get too desperate, but with the level of defense and now the timing of the demos, there's relating wave looking for something else. Will BDS get too desperate? They've been holding, I'd say, most of the possession. They're given this space, but they might get frustrated because they aren't getting as many opportunities as obviously you would like, because you've got a player, you know, like Ixo, who's on the backboard, then he's going to get aggressive, go for a bump, maybe a solo dribble play past 2 players. And do BDS overextend? That's my question.
Seiko, nothing for him. Well, since BDS had 0, they've registered 1 shot in the second half of the game.
This is a polar opposite of the series we just saw. We were getting like huge clears down the other
like
side.
30 shots a game.
Yeah, and now we've slowed down. This is a chess match between the 2 teams.
I'm telling you, that BDS just does that. I say that. I feel like I say that every time I'm casting BDS. It doesn't really matter who they're playing.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to not give them so much respect. I mean, they're BDS. It's the final 10 seconds coming down. This could be a chance. A bump get through Ixo. The guardian angel from Quadrant keeps them alive. There's demos flying left and right.
Just gave the ball away.
Now space, Seiko. He's going to keep it up, but it drops. He almost got the flick, but lost it.
Honestly, Cash got lucky there. He did not need to give up that touch. I think he
That could have been it, man.
thought his teammate was right behind him, but he gave up possession. Happy that Seiko dropped that ball. After all of that play on defense, to give it up there would have been gut-wrenching for Quadrant. You've started off really well. Now you gotta pick your shot. Cash tried to pick one, but ended up coming up with nothing. Now launched up by Ixo. 2 commit for BDS. Monkey Moon now lost on the backboard. Down low, saved by Seiko. Another shot from Cash, denied by Monkey Moon. High off the side wall. Good, the first look is Ixo. He keeps it close. Cash can't get there in time. Now coming back around, Seiko gets a perfect pop off the side. Now it's a race, and Seiko wins! Seiko ties the series!
The 1 goal from BDS comes out when we get the most aggressive Quadrant we've seen all series long. BDS, their backs against the wall. They have to figure things out. They are organized. They get the save. They find the clear. And it seemed like they wanted Quadrant to get more aggressive to get that opportunity for a counterattack.
That is now a 6-0 record in overtime for BDS this season. They have been perfect in that respect. And something tells me that guy Seiko has probably got a little something to do with it. Getting that goal and 5 saves to his name. Especially the few chances, it was Seiko and Monkey Moon picking up those 2 big saves at the start of overtime. And then Seiko getting that perfect pop off the corner. I mean, nobody on Quadrant was expecting him to get that much velocity on the ball towards the middle.
I got really nervous because Quadrant were starting to push forward. They thought maybe they could punish or at least suffocate the BDS defense, but with that composure, it didn't slip up. There was even a double commit that we saw from BDS that didn't affect them. And I got worried. Even with Quadrant getting more aggressive, I'm like, okay, this is not the play style they're used to playing. It's not what they want to play. And I had a feeling that counterattack would come out. It was 1 play from Seiko that changed things up. Game number 3, who's going to take the series lead? Maybe Quadrant start to backpedal a bit and get back into their own half and decide to be more passive after getting aggressive in the final few seconds.
Well, we talked a lot about Quadrant's defense. And while they did drop that one, hang on a second. We're going to talk about Quadrant later. Now their defense gets pierced 21 seconds into the game with a well-placed pass by Seiko.
And for me, I'm looking at the setup from Monkey Moon. He had to get around a challenge. Monkey Moon went below the ball, chipped it above whoever was challenging from the blue end, and that's what created space for that play. And then set up, of course, Extra in the midfield. Started with Monkey Moon, ended with Extra. Everybody got involved. The BDS, they worked for that one and earned it.
Good touch from Cash. But they have to read BDS's touches. This one also right down. Relating Wave misses the touch. And that is an uber difficult read to make if you're Relating Wave. That one dropped down by Ixo. Relating Wave nowhere near it. He's got to turn around, and Seiko punishes him dearly for it, knowing that that ball's going to be awkward if he can hit it with power to the ceiling.
I mean, these pros, as soon as that ball gets launched into that specific part of the dome, you know there could be, and there is a high probability of the defender missing and whiffing that read because it's so difficult, especially with ball cam on, Jorby. That thing gets sent above your head. You can't even tell where it might potentially bounce. Relating Wave couldn't get the read. Cash was too late on the rotation. 2-0 from Team BDS. Rough game one start, a slower start at that, but since then, it has been all BDS on offense.
Well, it is notable, Turtle, because coming into this series, in the event so far, Quadrant were third defensively in goals allowed, only allowing 1.5 goals a game. And that was clearly in effect in game number one.
Yeah.
Obviously, BDS getting a bit over that mark. But even shots, teams don't take a lot of shots against them. Here one, that one off the bar, only about 7. And they were highest, or excuse me, no, they were third also in the event.
Yeah.
But BDS, they're finding a way through that defense. Now, Quadrant need to find a little bit more on the orange half of the field. Down 2.
BDS to me seems so aware of what Quadrant are trying to do. Extra, how did you get that save? You kept it out. It was a banger of a shot, but an even better save. And that's the thing, Dorby. For me, it just feels like BDS are aware of this bear trap that Quadrant are trying to place and throw on the field. They want BDS to overextend, to get aggressive. And BDS are too aware of that. They know when they have space. They know if they should and when they should extend. And that's going to make it hard for Quadrant because their bread and butter is not as efficient as it would normally be against the rest of Europe.
Decent pass, but dead ball in the corner. BDS try to get set up in the midfield.
Yeah.
Cut off Relating Wave's attack. I
mean, look at Extra. Look at Extra. He's not flying at the ball. You see how patient he was to go for that challenge against Ixo? A lot of players would have just tried to pre-jump or assume something crazy like a big clear would happen. Instead, the composure's still there for BDS.
BDS also comes that trust factor we talked about before. You know if that ball is pitched over your head. You already know Monkey and Seiko are in the right spot to take care of in that first man spot. So all of those things come together for BDS and why they tend to look so clinical. Seiko pre-flip to get that momentum. But Quadrant have stabilized. Monkey Moon bit early and Cash, a low ball, got the bouncer. BDS having to defend a couple of shots. Here comes another one. 2 touches. A double touch. Jump to get on the board.
And this was all stemming from Ixo getting aggressive. He went for a demo play on Monkey Moon, which made him bite early, like you were saying, Jorby. And that created this dunk setup for Ixo to follow it up, have some space, and potentially tie things up.
You saw Extra. He tried to save his dodge to flip at the exact moment that Ixo was going to touch that ball, but he was literally like a quarter second off. And that's what caused the dunk. If Extra holds his dodge for just a quarter second longer and he gets the timing right, it's all about timing on defense there. It's the difference between a big save and a big dunk off the post. That one off the walls. Easy grab for Seiko.
All right, the physical play. We've seen a couple of musties so far today. It's been quite entertaining. More mechanics
power on those
coming out. I mean, it's so hard to read too. I mean, the musty flick just gets all the power in the world. But we're gonna need more than just a musty Quadrant.
Maybe a monkey?
Monkey Moon. All right, we see you.
Monkey Moon. This one kind of looked a little silly, but all created. He dodges the first bump,
for the bump
and then goes for the bump, which Cash, he can't boost anymore towards. He's gonna get bumped on the play. Monkey Moon completely cuts off the defense and puts BDS up by 2.
Now they've got the security. That was a huge play from Monkey Moon. And I think Relating Wave almost got a save on it. I can't wait to take a look at the replays to see if I think he got a piece of it, but just slightly too late, or maybe flipped at the wrong time. But regardless, the work has been cut out for Quadrant. They know what they have to do. 38 seconds left, 2 goals needed. Boost not in their favor. Cash looking for a bump. That's what works out in almost every single game for them. Physical plays, that's the X factor, but gonna need some kind of opportunity to start that against BDS.
Not a lot of time here for them. And despite 7 shots, even in that department between both.
We got bumped. There it is. There it is.
Maybe a chance here. So he scored 1 already, but that reset not gonna get it done. Time expired now. Not enough for Quadrant, and that's 2 straight for BDS heading into game 4.
And very, I'll say it again, composed. The mentality from BDS, it's unshakable. Even with bumps, even with some demos, it did not throw them off their game. We know that Quadrant have what it takes. There were a couple of more shots. I mean, 8 shots now for Quadrant compared to the 7 of BDS, but the entire time it felt like we were in the control of BDS, who were carrying this game out and really managing the pace of how these teams are playing, Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, they're forcing Quadrant. They're saying, all right, come and challenge the ball.
Yeah.
They're going to force you to have to make the challenge every time. And we saw Relating Wave get picked on early in the game with that first goal going in over his head. And then the second goal that went in was that hard pass that he ended up losing the 50 on. He actually didn't even get the touch in the corner trying to challenge him on the 50. So the challenges aren't going their way when they are getting them. And Quadrant, you know, as good as you are on defense, it's tough. You know, I'm always thinking of Achieves whenever I'm thinking of a team that's playing really good defense, but it doesn't really do much for you. A counter-attacking style can work, but you need more pressure on offense. You just do. And as Achieves would say, probably not in as many words, you know, the best defense in Rocket League is a good offense.
Exactly.
But Quadrant need a lot more of that.
I think you just need firepower, honestly, Jorby. Like, there's got to be one player from Quadrant, and we know that they're capable of it.
But like, you think it'd be Cash, right?
That's who I'm looking at. It's got to be Cash. But Ixo has been the player that stepped up mostly with the mechanics. Maybe Cash, I don't want to say I don't necessarily think he needs to be more aggressive, but we need more from him, more mechanics, not just saves like this on the goal line.
Yeah, I do think Cash has, you know, utilized his mechanics. I think he's been most impressive on defense, and he's certainly broken through BDS a couple of times. But I mean, I think you're absolutely right about the firepower, though. It's the shot pressure, right? It's actually putting pressure on BDS, forcing them to react to your play.
Here's the thing, Jorby. They tried to do that in game 2, I believe. They tried to overextend, get aggressive, throw the firepower at them, but then were denied with a counterattack from Team BDS. So you have to just be so decisive and know exactly how you want to play against them and who to throw forward, because if all 3 players start doing it, you're going to get counterattacked by BDS. That's what makes them such a threatening team in World Champs.
Well, that's why you gotta keep talking in those situations, right? Like, there are times you're just going to have to get aggressive. Sure, you're going to get burned some of the time, but that doesn't mean that you should stop trying to build pressure and take risks. Like, you can be a risk-averse team and be successful, but you still have to take risks as a risk-averse team, especially against a team like BDS, right? They're going to force you to take risks. And Monkey Moon with a nice little catch. They had a couple of options to him. Quadrant stable on defense for now, but first 2 minutes of the game gone. Quadrant with 4 total shots. See if they can get a little bit more, but do you feel like most of those have the shot pressure necessary to put BDS on ice? Maybe not, as a couple of those are real close for BDS. Another 50 for Seiko.
Oh my.
Defense for Quadrant.
A diving save, from Cash. Here he is again on a big clear extras, looking for a demo on the goal line. 3 players are up. Ixo gets a save, but then there's another shot, another touch coming in from the extra and Seiko. It just doesn't stop. They're relentless, Jorby.
Oh, I love the drop-down passes because Seiko's got a ton of options there, right? The defense has to respect the shot opportunity that he's sitting on there. Instead, he goes for the light touch, which nobody's expecting, and makes it really awkward. Quadrant do get down the field, but it's another clear for BDS. They're just so good at mixing it up, at shading what they're actually trying to do, at getting you to bite on something different. They don't score there, but that kind of offense is part of what makes BDS, in my opinion, so fun to watch. Here's another one for Quadrant up high, denied.
I mean, there's a brick wall from Quadrant that's been set up in their own defensive end that's casting a shadow, but BDS are stealthy. They're maneuvering through that shadow and hiding what they want to do on offense, how they want to approach it. Quadrant, like I said, that bear trap had been laid down. BDS still composed, but it's all scoreless, okay? As much as we talk about BDS, they haven't been able to put up any numbers. Execution, not there. Maybe it's here with the dribble from Seiko. Doesn't follow it up. Extra, maybe can crash the net, and then another save. Ixo diving across. That's been their lifeline.
He had no boost. He had no boost. That shot needed to be better from BDS. Like, they would have had Ixo dead if that was any farther to the right side of the net. Instead, it was right near him to make the touch.
Ooh, Cat.
Ooh, a little bump. Yeah.
Okay. Physical plays. You like it. You like it, Ixo. We like this as well. The first man forward, and he's punishing. What happened to BDS? He got extra on the backboard. Where's the control? He tried to take it, but then just smacked his forehead off the post.
He was going for the control touch, but he went too far down. And that timing where the ball gets stuck on his hood at the same time his wheels fall off the crossbar. And Extra lost the ball. BDS, a blemish on what has been a decent game so far.
Yep.
Now, that lack of a goal hurting them a little bit. Some time to go.
Oh my, okay.
Physical play there from Quadrant Turtle.
Maybe they're getting confident. They got the first goal. Get physical. Cash is diving in. I've seen Cash come in as that third man rotating back. Gets in front of the shot a lot of the times. And then now he's finding more demos. This is going to create space for Ixo, who fakes out Seiko, because they both must have assumed the other would hit a touch or find a challenge. And a booming clear. Extra has to make the touch. He gets revenge. Now, the ball is in BDS's court. They've got to make the move. 33 seconds remaining.
BDS, all of them with full tanks now, trying to move down the field. But there's just blue cars everywhere in midfield. Cash diving for that one. Nobody back in the BDS net.
Relating
wave in the air. Put it down, but it's too wide. Extra taking out Cash on the play. Kind of annoyed. The dude's like a wasp in the orange half. He won't get out of the way. Now Relating Wave and Cash dive for the ball. Giving Monkey Moon free chance. And he's challenged immediately. Relating Wave downfield to Cash. Cash up high. It's got to be Ixo. He's at the last two. He's got another 3 goals for Ixo at the end. The cherry on top for game number 4.
I didn't think it was possible. Ixo, so high above the net, he's got to hit this with the bottom of his car. The front wheels smacks it almost 90 degrees down. One for the road. Quadrant able to tie things up. And that's how you do it in style. And this, Ixo leading the way.
Sorry, Turtle. And this has to be an adjustment, an intentional adjustment from Quadrant on the physical play, because they don't demo a lot. Only just over 2.5 demos in this game, which is good for 12th best in the event. So they're not even close to the highest demoing team. But we didn't even see the demos at the beginning of the game. But this game, it came out in a great mid-match adjustment, for Quadrant to tie up the series.
Dude, Ixo has been that guy for Quadrant. Like he's putting in a lot of the high pressure shots and putting them on target. And he's forcing BDS to extend themselves and opt to go for either this panicked control or just booming the clear all the way down the other side. And then you mentioned it. You thought Cash had what it took to be the standout player that we were waiting for, the firepower. He's been the firepower, just not behind the ball. He's been getting physical, getting aggressive, taking players out, and also getting in front of shots, Jordan. He's been so important as that third man rotating back to disrupt and find some kind of touch that throws BDS off.
Yeah, Cash sending players to the scrapyard. And now it swings back to BDS. How do you adapt? The answer just might be, watch out for the demos. The teams commit to them. It just comes down to your ability to avoid those demos and maybe catch them on a risk they took and kill them the other way. Extra, maybe you just throw demos back right in their face. Seiko challenged and Ixo gets the clear.
BDS have been pushed to match point. Oh my, wait. Did you see Ixo pre-jump that too?
Why? What? In what world does Ixo think, yeah, Cash is going to sauce that redirect up, bro?
I have no idea.
That literally just popped off the undercarriage of Cash's. Only a Dominus gets that kind of redirect off the corner. That was ridiculous.
I mean, we talked about trust in the last series. That was like the definition of trusting your teammates in the corner with that type of touch. But
kind of wish you
Yeah, I mean, you want to see clips. You want to see it. BDS, if you're a fan of them, you want to see them at least get back on the scoreboard. It's been a difficult game for them previously, but now they've got a chance to take the series lead all tied up.
Oh, that's a hard ball. Seiko tried to be quick with it. Maybe expected a 50 as well. Well, Monkey Moon and Seiko, let's go into that midfield. But Quadrant don't really give them anything threatening.
Oh, what a read from Relating Wave. You see him intercept that pass that came across. Relating Wave playing man coverage. More defense from Quadrant, but with how much defense they've played all series long, like this is comfortable for them. They're not going to be panicking, or at least you'd hope they don't panic. Almost an attempt there with a 50-50 across.
I think Monkey Moon ended up blocking that ball. Extra got the dunk. It's really hard to tell. I mean, there's a lot of cars in the area. That ball skated across. Look at Quadrant. They're not spending as much time playing ultra defensively. You're seeing that first man make it to midfield most of the time now.
But where's the challenge now?
Hard touch, trying to beat Cash on the backboard. Trying to get him bite on a read. BDS are mixing it up, but Quadrant currently have the correct reads. Cash, reset.
Cash.
Couldn't get the dunk. Seiko popped it up, forced Relating Wave to dive hard for the ball. And you see Ixo just kind of waiting, hoping he gets a touch, and he got nothing.
Oh, double commit, but it's to open space. At least sets up some time for Relating Wave to recover. He does. And look at Cash. Cash being aggressive. Front man. Relating Wave forced to get a touch. That was kind of risky. You remember what happened before when it hit the top of the dome. He misread it, and this one bled out into the midfield. Cash taking more demos, or excuse me, more boosts, looking for more demos. And you think that's going to be the difference maker unless BDS can find an answer. I don't know what it's going to be. This defensive approach has been working the past few games now for Quadrant, and it seems to be working this one, Dorby.
I love how Ixos looks for the majority of this series. Breaks them out. Now Cash. Decent bounce. Not enough. Good short pass by BDS. Monkey Moon around the corner. Actually loses Relating Wave. Again, Quadrant giving BDS extended touches. That's a good soft touch. You see it froze Seiko. He wanted to go, but then saw Relating Wave.
Yeah.
BDS are forced to respond to Quadrant. Cash
goes
for a hard pinch.
Oh my.
Forces Monkey Moon in the air. He's got the grab. And he's got the catch. Relating Wave. Oh, Ixo slams the brakes.
That pinch play.
There was a lot going on there subliminally. It just didn't work out for Quadrant.
That pinch play's got to represent like what this team and how they like to play.
He's gonna nail that.
They're so defensive and passive, and then boom, one clear, one shot goes to the other side. And BDS are thinking, what happened? Where has this speed come from?
Ixo not gonna get the look from Extra. We'll pass it back to Cash. Cash on the air dribble. Has the reset and tried to drill through on his dodge, but now Relating Wave only 26 boost and pinched it out. Monkey Moon back though. You're not gonna. There's two pinches now. That Monkey Moon's like, yeah, I have the option for the win and also a pinch that goes at like 100 kilometers per hour. No problem. BDS looking for a play. Almost another bump. Relating Wave gets the clear.
Smart approaches from both sides. BDS have certainly dealt with their fair share of pressure and offense from Quadrant. Monkey Moon looking for a pinch. Solo play after solo play. Big clears now. Both teams getting involved. This is the final 5 seconds. Will things end abruptly? Or do we get more OTs for the day? Seiko takes out one player. Extra tried to control it, hopes the ball would bounce. It doesn't. And we get some more OT.
I don't know if a reset. Well, hang on a second. A big demo just gave Ixo the clear. Here he comes, but saved. Diving, Relating Wave puts Extra and Monkey Moon close together. Cash diving on the 50. That gives Ixo the chance. Back to Cash. Cash pop back.
Oh no!
Relating Wave, and it's given away. Seiko back over to Extra. Oh, it was on Monkey Cam, and I saw that ball skirt by him, and I thought Relating Wave would be farther up, but he wasn't. He's playing safe. Now Cash. Stuffed by Monkey Moon. He's got no boost. Relating Wave, that's a pop to Extra. Extra, hard for the double, but it's defended. And now next is Seiko. Quick shot denied. Monkey Moon forced back and has to protect the retreat. He does.
BDS unable to punish. Seiko had a good look at the net, but the shot was way too weak. Need to put much more power behind it. If you want to have that ball get into the back of the net, there's always going to be a player rotating back with how defensive Quadrant are. The shots have to be better. That was a better one from Monkey Moon on target. Still not strong enough. A good pass out of the midfield, but the player who was going to take the shot got demoed, and there's space given to Quadrant, but speed is the name for BDS. The game for them to plan, and it works out. Opens up some shots, but at what cost, Dorby?
2 grabs for Relating Wave there on defense in overtime. He's only got 12. He's going to stay close. Stay with the ball. Decent 50, but the rest of Quadrant getting set up on the opposite side. Non-touch. Back over to Cash. Playing it close. And immediately, Seiko's not playing that way. And a nice pinch from Relating Wave. Rest of the options covered. It's giving Quadrant another chance. Relating Wave going for a bump 2 commit. They had to. Otherwise, someone was getting demoed. Ixo. Good catch from Ixo. Forced the 50 to Wave. He almost got dunked. And now a high ball for Ixo. No, he doesn't get the touch he wants out of it. Now BDS. Set up in the midfield. Ixo. He's gonna wait for that touch. It was a little far away from him. Relating Wave. Getting the next touch. Just trying to keep this close. They do keep the ball close. They do get the clear, but Quadrant gave him the space, and they just stole the ball. Up high. On the backboard, is this going to be a play for Quadrant? Cash.
Good bounce.
For Ixo. Got the next 50, but Relating Wave is going to sit with 100 back. Waiting for Monkey's touch. Rewarded with the 50.
Oh my goodness, that's a huge clear down the other side. Cash. Nice control. Doesn't get the follow-up. Extra. Searching for a better 50-50. It's been a slower approach, but that speed might do wonders for Quadrant, and that bounce is ridiculous. Ixo is in position, gets the flip reset, looks for a better 50-50. There's still a chance here for Quadrant, but Cash, he is so defensive. The decision-making from Quadrant, they don't want to take any risk. They're waiting for a better 50-50. It comes out, and it's right on the money for Quadrant.
Cash gets a perfect catch in the midfield. Seiko tried to get up to the ball, but Cash just drilled it through him, and Ixo waited the whole time on his wing. And try as they may, the talent with the sweeping predictions of BDS, but it's Quadrant who put them on match point.
Dorby, in that last play, that goal, there was a moment where Cash could have been more aggressive. He could have tried to go for a faster, quicker aerial earlier on, but instead he decided to wait in the midfield, and look at what they got from it. A goal, a winning goal in OT. Decision-making on point, and now the decision-making for BDS has come to the conclusion to take a timeout. They're on match point. They've got to make a change, Jorby.
For BDS, I think you've tried to mix it up a couple of times. Quadrant have a really good read, at least on Wasteland. They had a great read on how BDS wanted to play that game, and they got more aggressive. It was funny because at one point in that overtime, they all pulled off. And BDS were expecting a challenge because they had been playing aggressive for a while, but then the rotation pulls off all of a sudden. They're not really expecting it, and then they can just push up and challenge the ball. So like the mix-up, and that was something you talked about early on from Quadrant Turtle. You wanted to see them get more aggressive, and they have, not just in the physical game, but also in that first-man challenge game.
Exactly, and there's a difference too, because like whenever you make a statement, like you're saying, okay, I want Quadrant to get aggressive. It's not just like a switch that you flip and then you leave it on, Jorby. It's a switch that you use and implement at rare given moments when the opportunity is right. And for Quadrant, they know right when they need to be aggressive or when they should pull back. It's not all in or all out. These guys have been mixing it up, bringing different approaches to the ball, to the 50-50s. Cass just did it, and it was a perfect example. He decided to not go for an early challenge in that replay. At that last goal, he pulled back, waited, and because of it, got such a good opportunity set up for Ixo.
Ixo, the striker today for Quadrant. The last one obviously delivered by Cash. But to me, doing the dirty work, absolutely deserved the pop-off. But Relating Wave at the end of that game, like the last 2 minutes, he just started winning every 50. He was ready for every challenge. And that wasn't happening earlier in the series. Wave was actually losing those challenges, putting his team in a worse position. The Relating Wave, he's had the adjustments, and I think that's a big factor in their success against BDS. Now they need one more to take them down in 6 and give the defending world champions a meager top 8 finish.
The underdogs looking to pave the way into the semi-finals. They're one game away from doing just that. Will they continue to mix it up, change the pace? Maybe we get an even more defensive approach, Jorby.
You know who doesn't ever demo?
Let's hear it.
Cash. You want to know where Cash is ranked in demos?
This man's been demoing all series long now.
Out of 48 players, he's ranked 47th, only averaging half a demo a game. The man demoed 5 people last game. He is done. He said BDS? Nah, we got to delete him. Cash.
I think some would say that's a change. Some would say that's a change in the play style, the approach from Cash. I guess they needed it. They're thinking, okay, BDS, I guess they're going to go for a slower approach. Look at him. And he's cutting corners, cutting rotations like that. I've seen it. He's rotating all the way back. I guess it's not going to matter because of extra. BDS, they know it's match point, and they've got something to say about it.
See wave up the ceiling, and he just doesn't see extra. He had the full tank. He went for that read and never knew extra was just sitting there waiting for the redirect. Couldn't get there in time. Nice job by extra to get there.
Maybe if he was like out in front of the goal, or excuse me, in front of the box, could have resulted in a better 50-50, possibly a better challenge. But BDS, they've responded well after that OT. The break certainly doing wonders for them.
Cash going for the ceiling double. Does force Monkey Moon off to the side. You know, it really shouldn't come as much, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, especially being in Europe. You know, it's not like BDS were constantly winning every single regional. They would drop games to, you know, major contending teams and maybe 1 or 2 gaff losses in there where you scratch your head. But for the most part, BDS, you know, sometimes it's a top 8. Sometimes they don't even make top 8. Most of the time, they're one of the best teams in Europe.
Yeah.
But some teams get the better of them on the day. It's not over yet. Quadrant, they still got to come up with a finish. And BDS can absolutely catch you sleeping if you think you've already got it under wraps. But you know, if I know Cash and Relating Wave specifically at all, I know those guys respect BDS with all their heart, and they know 100%. They can't sleep against this team, even down, or especially down on Neo Tokyo.
But if you were with us last series, you know just how impactful the timeouts can be, Jorby. I mean, think back previously, you had G1 who took a timeout, then they come back, take that game win after the timeout. Same thing happened for Oxygen. Now BDS take the timeout, they score first, and they look cleaner than ever. Another follow-up extra. Seiko decided to leave it. It was off the ceiling, and it worked out.
And this works really well because everyone's got no boost. Relating Wave, he's gotta pick a read. When you have that much boost, you can't really cover one option or the other. You just have to pick one and go for it. Ixo, he sat on the corner boost, thinking, yeah, my teammate's gonna get a touch. I have no boost here. Cash was the only guy with boost. And Relating Wave gets one back. Forget about the last play. It's all reset. They cut the lead.
That 50-50 from Ixo. What a cheat from him from the kickoff.
Beautifully.
Absolutely dusted them. And then, exactly, the idea. You assume a shot's just going to try and put it into the top corner, but Relating Wave sets himself up. Alley-oop to himself off the backboard.
Oh, that one could have completely snuffed the flame out from Quadrant. All cleared out, Relating Wave, full tank. And a nice catch as well. Midfield follow-up, it's only Monkey Moons. And a free ball for Seiko, but right into Cash. That shot won't get it done. Extras next up. BDS continuing to build pressure, that one high. And Cash to Relating Wave, a big clear transition for Quadrant.
And a really smart position from Relating Wave. He was sitting on no boost, but was still in the spot to make a clear. Here he is again. He got the midfield boost, and he's denying a lot of BDS's counterattack. He's going to take his own corner and make damage with these clears. This is the player you were saying was doing a lot of the dirty work. He's coming up big as we approach the final minute. 1 goal needed for Quadrant just to tie things up. Ixo might be able to do it here against Monkey Moon, but BDS have been rock solid. Very least, almost slipping in from the corner. A couple of chances now going in favor of Quadrant.
Quadrant hanging on to midfield. Relating Wave, not gonna let him pinch it out. Cash got the back end covered. Not a lot of boost though. Has to drop it. Here's the shot to Ixo. Force 2 to commit. Relating Wave in the air. He's got enough. The reset. The shot wide. Ixo tried to keep it close, but it wasn't gonna happen. BDS hang tight as Monkey Moon gets a solid 50. He's got no boost though, but he wins the ball again. Relating Wave gets chipped on the plate. BDS forcing the ball off, but it's still Quadrant possession.
Oh,
Ixo makes one out. Monkey Moon doesn't have to make the touch. Lets it bounce off the wall and Cash coming back to it. Is it still a play? Relating Wave's got no boost. Pops it high, and it's over 1.
Oh my.
Is it good enough to get it set? As long as you make the perfect touch, it don't matter how much boost you have. Relating Wave went for the redirect, but not on target.
BDS hanging on the side of the cliff. They've only got one pinky left, but they're still in it nonetheless. This could be it. Maybe more security extras up in the air. He goes to just drop this ball down, but it does bounce. Cash, he can do it to him. A good 50-50, maybe off the ceiling. The wave, but it's stopped. BDS forced a game 7.
Oh, are you kidding me? That was so close, dude. What? I saw Cash carry that ball. I saw him going. I saw Relating Wave chase him down. And then I saw the ball drop right in front of Cash's nose, bro.
As soon as that clear came out, Jorby, I was like, this is it. It's over. That was a massive...
Yeah, this is going in the net. Quadrant, take a timeout.
Okay, 60 seconds. We can take a breath.
Yeah, Champions Field. Relating Wave drinking some water.
Yeah, I gotta hydrate
at home as well. I'm sure a lot of you fans at home were locked into the end of that one.
Yeah.
Make sure everyone's hydrated. Turtle.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited. Dude, we've been lucky today. These have been such amazing series. Europe has proven again to be one of the most entertaining regions, and I'm all here for it. Okay, we've got
what's funny?
Quadrant. What? Tell me, what's fun?
No, I was just gonna say, because during the pre-show, Johnny was saying, Quadrant BDS. Yeah, all of us are gonna pick BDS. Of course you're gonna pick BDS, right? There are matches you're looking on the schedule like Moist Liquid. You're thinking, all right, yeah, those are close. You're looking at the K-Corp match. You're thinking, okay, K-Corp have that one. Same here with BDS. I mean, I was thinking it too, but Quadrant, they've played a good game so far.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a couple of things you could probably shorten up on defense, but not really, because BDS, they generated their own opportunities. I don't really think Quadrant gave them any for free. Like the fake shots or the aerial fakes for BDS, 2 of them went in. Or
a lot of it was just the challenges, Jorby. Like the second man from BDS played a huge role in that last game where, the first man would be taking the ball up into the air, gets a good 50-50, it would bounce off the ceiling, and then it came down to the second man getting a good follow-up. And that's difficult because if you're just critiquing the challenges from Quadrant, that's not too much to harp on, and you don't need to change too much. There it is again off the ceiling, extra. Huge performance in this game alone, and this is the play I was talking about, from the ceiling. And then the second man has to come through and crash the net. There was so much space available for them. Relating Wave fought tooth and nail, but at the end of the day, it was not enough. And now we've gone the distance. BDS, they continue that trend, Jorby, and we're going all the way.
All the way indeed. We finally get one. The first best of 7
Here we
heads
go.
to Champions Field of the season. We're underway. Can BDS complete their 2-game comeback, or Relating Wave, who had a beautiful path off the corner, used his power slide to maintain momentum and then get a perfect jump. I just liked how that looked.
Absolutely. I mean, Relating Wave, not known for being super flashy, but in the previous game, he came out with mechanics we haven't seen before. Monkey Moon side dodges out of that one, and we'll see. This is game 7. Who's going to move on to the semifinals? Of course, you have to favor BDS with their record to ice things up and clutch it up, but you never know. Quadrant have brought us so many surprises.
You'd think with Monkey Moon, Seiko, and Extra, figure out a way to close it out. Quadrant, a new team, completely formed, a new org, and it's a new kind of energy. Sometimes that can be enough. Making the playoffs, it doesn't really matter how you looked when you got here. All that matters is how you look today.
And they're fresh off a timeout, Jorby. Extra 60 seconds. Got to be impactful unless Seiko can do some damage. Cash, what a read from the backboard. Quadrant are stuck on their own end, and this is typical. I mean, more of a defensive approach. It's going to come down to what I think, in my opinion, Cash can do to set up his teammates, specifically Ixo.
Relating Wave, pot shot. He did have a winger, but Again, the pass option was covered as well.
There goes there.
About to take the shot. Extra goes for the bump. Monkey Moon in the air on the rebound. It's too high. And maybe you let that one go and let Cash take it. But he does get that ball. Ixo now drives Extra out. Actually, Extra just weaved his way around. Got the dunk. Monkey Moon wanted to go, but he ended up tapping the butt of Extra. Seiko pops it over one. Relating Wave will get the touch. And here comes that quadrant defense that they need. And Cash happy that he doesn't have to make a save.
No.
Relating Wave's gonna have to make one. Cash got a full tank, or almost a full tank. Ooh, he tried to rip that ball.
Yeah.
You saw him jump onto the side wall, but he just missed the ball.
Getting spicy with it, and that's what we have been anticipating from Cash, to change things up, be that guy who can mix the play style and implement a lot more demos, maybe some creative dribbles. Right here, he goes for the early touch. Monkey Moon had him read from a mile away, and BDS continue their mount on offense. They get a bump, some physical play that we haven't seen all series long. And, you know, Jorby, as I'm talking to
Turtle.
Okay.
It's like, there wasn't much of it from Quadrant in game six.
No, not at all.
So maybe that really is the blueprint for Quadrant specifically.
Throw it back in the blender.
Dead ball in the corner. Ixo tracking it. And he does fish the ball back over. BDS gets set up here. A lot of small touches, short touches for Quadrant. Cash made it awkward. And Ixo watches it. Monkey Moon there's third man. Cash, nice dump to Relating Wave. Hard pressure. Monkey Moon's there.
Monkey Moon, this man has been a defensive guru. I've seen him win almost every single challenge, be in the right spot he needs to be on the backboard. He's dodging demos now from Relating Wave. You mentioned it, but Cash takes him out. That's two players looking for a demo, and Extra has the mind state and the frame of mind to go for a slower dribble and let his teammates spawn in.
Well, that's just going to be a free clear for Monkey Moon. Relating Wave stops it in midfield. It's a BDS push. They get a big clear. Monkey Moon hunting closely. Got the first. That's about it. Seiko didn't see any opening for him, and he had to stay back. Cash, did he get it? Drops it down. Ixo, only 33, keeps it close, but Monkey Moon, an easy clear again. Seiko on the catch. So underneath, actually gets over the whole defense. And how can you expect Extra to anticipate him getting over all three defenders? Ixo getting another save. That was a good pre-flip catch there from Relating Wave, but he lost the ball. He didn't have enough boost. Monkey Moon's there, barely taken away. Coming straight down. Relating Wave gets a good touch, but still they have to play defense. That one off the ceiling, and Quadrant get out, Turtle.
Oh, Relating Wave went for a bump too. 40 seconds remaining. We're all tied up. BDS, they've had all the opportunities, Jorby. The only thing I've seen from Quadrant that has led to something potentially has been these counterattacks. They'll take it out of their own end and might be lucky enough to get one shot on net. Cash tried to do it himself. This is it. Everything coming down to the final 20 seconds. Maybe we get an OT.
Extra. 2 touches. Cash only 8 boost. That means a Monkey Moon pass. That means a Seiko shot and an easy save for Relating Wave right into him. Extra. Catch on the corner. Dunk on one. Relating Wave and Cash. All three of Quadrant on the defense. Cash got a perfect catch. He's got no boost left. No bump. Oh, Ixo, tough spot.
No.
One to beat. And Extra couldn't get the catch.
Oh, what a terrifying way to end and then go into OT. You saw Extra. He had a good look. And then he gets a good kickoff too. Relating Wave almost owned goal. That could have been a disastrous way to end it up. But Relating Wave, it wasn't strong enough to have the own goal come through.
Champions Field overtime? How about an own goal?
Yeah, off the kickoff. I'd actually be upset, I'm not gonna lie.
That'd be the most hype way to end it, for sure. Ixo, nothing in the tank. Relating Wave picking up that right midfield boost. He's gonna play deep to catch his first man. Oh, he just ripped it. Ixo almost gets caught out. He's still gotta protect it. And he gets the catch. Monkey Moon drills it. A couple of close ones for Quadrant Turtle. Getting caught out. Relating Wave, not a lot of boost here. No corner boost spawn for him either. He's given a chance at the clear, but it's just back to BDS. Can they punish them here?
Boost too.
Up high for Extra. And it's taken away. Monkey Moon uses a lot of boost to get back to this touch. Cash gets a big clear. Forces Seiko the whole way back.
Every single touch from Quadrant feels like it has to be perfect. They have barely any boost to recover, to get back, and to have any safety net. That's a big shot from the corner. Ixo almost ended things there. Relating Wave, it's back in the midfield. Quadrant, the aggression coming through, mixing things up, and they're doing it at the perfect time.
3 times Ixo's been third man. 3 times he's protected it to the back wall, but BDS aren't done. Trying to push it out. Here's a shot from Monkey Moon. And Ixo's missed it off the post. Monkey Moon, the rebound hits into his car. Extra, probably works out better for him, but a big clear for Quadrant. Here come Relating Wave. Pushed out the midfield. A free ball for Ixo. Cash gonna use that time to go get his corner boost, but it's a hard pitch for Relating Wave. He gets one, defended on the backboard. BDS surviving. Seiko got the reset.
Goodness.
Cash pulls back and Ixo makes another grab. Ixo says, can someone else please get some of these touches?
Oh my goodness.
How sweaty does he gotta be sitting on the goal line turf?
I mean, Cash is all the way in his own net. The third man from Quadrant is so passive, and you're giving all that space to Seiko. It almost worked out. Relating Wave, a good cut. He had the boost to get the follow-up. Cash, again, that third man, the deep rotation. It might work out, it might create space, or maybe you're just giving it up to BDS. Only time will tell, Dorby.
Monkey Moon keeping it up high for Seiko. All the Quadrant waiting for the ball.
You can't let him do
They
this.
almost got punished.
You can't let him do it.
Monkey Moon denied. And I don't know if you just watch BDS just play free ball simulator in front of your net. You gotta do something with that, Ixo. Quadrant, I think they get out on one. BDS pushing it over to the corner. Almost 3 minutes of overtime. Extra.
Man.
And in the area, Seiko pushed out by Relating Wave. Ixo again, how good has he been on defense in this overtime?
Oh man, he hit every single touch from Ixo, Cash, Relating Wave, perfect. The only flaw I see right now is that hesitation in the back, specifically from Cash. That could be their demise, but here he is getting aggressive. This is your time to end it. He almost had the double tap. He was too high above it. Not the proper touch. And we go on in this OT.
Ooh, he missed, and that save has to be Ixo again! That's 4 saves for Ixo. Relating Wave has 4 as well. When did you get those? Cash coming across, slips it by Monkey Moon. Extra's missed the ball, but he gets the return. On the backboard, BDS survive. Relating Wave punches Extra to space. Ixo,
So has
perfect
boost
pop.
too.
Seiko forced to run.
Oh my
The dunk over to the corner, and Relating Wave is there. Shot weak. Seiko misses the ball. Trying to
Cash
get back
is there.
around. Cash has to wait for it though. Monkey Moon was there, and he's got the challenge.
It's back into Ixo, who looked to get a big clear. Seiko pre-jumped him, and another one comes out for Relating Wave. Solo plays attempted for Quadrant. They need a good 50-50, and Cash is able to end it in the OT.
Send it to the bank! Cash in the net! Quadrant! Take down BDS!
Oh my goodness.
That's a big-time win and a big-time top 4 placement for Quadrant.
Cash money indeed. I called him out. I wanted him to get more aggressive. He had to be more decisive. And in that moment, he jumped instantaneously, Jorby. He knew where he had to be. He knew what shot he had to hit. And look at the smiles across the faces of this team who just took
Get your
down
tweet out. Get your
the
tweet
world
out right
champ.
now.
Get those tweets out. Send them.
Tweet out. We beat BDS! Semifinals!
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All the hugs around, and BDS first regional after clinching a World Championship title. They get a measly top 8 finish in Europe, but I just think that speaks to the strength of how Quadrant played in this series. I don't think BDS played an awful game. I definitely think
No, not at all.
Quadrant played up to their opponent and absolutely delivered a quality victory.
I mean, okay, just Relating Wave is
Look at him pop off.
an
Look at my boy
absolute
pop
beast.
off.
That last replay that we saw with Relating Wave, the ball was floating up. This man jumps high. It looks from the defense's perspective that he's just going to clobber this ball on the backboard. He hits the brakes, flips around, stops all his momentum, and then gets the perfect 50-50 down to Cash, who is, of course, in the spot he needs to be. That was huge from Relating Wave, who's the glue for this team. I can't wait to see what they do moving forward.
We thought this one was decided before it even started. The next one, a lot of people also thinking it might go one way. But this is Europe, baby. K-Corp versus Tundra up next. Don't go anywhere.